Hello, you beautiful people. I'm Bob, and this is Making Connections. We're a show focused on discussing in-depthly the issues that are important to both our mock election and re-election. Today, I am joined by the special guest, Marietta. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, we've been talking all this time before setting up about what we're going to discuss today, which is we're going to be talking about the Supreme Court. Current nomination. I shouldn't be eating during this. My bad. The current nomination, I guess confirmation at this point, of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett. So first off, I think we can just keep it. We can just go right into it.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's just give a really quick overview of what's happening. Who is ACB? Who is what's happening? You just tell us.
Okay. So, several weeks ago, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died of cancer. Mere weeks before the next presidential election concludes. As she was laying in state in the Capitol, the first Jewish woman to lay in state, first Jewish person and first woman, actually, as well, to lay in state in the Capitol, President Donald J. Trump nominated Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. And Mitch McConnell, or Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, as well as Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, said that they would vote to, or hold a hearing to confirm then Judge Barrett. Judge Barrett had been nominated in 2017 to serve on the 7th Circuit of Appeals. And prior to that, she had taught law at Notre Dame.
Yeah, at Notre Dame University. Right? Yeah, it's university.
Hmm?
It's university, right? I know there's
know.
a difference between college and university, but I'm pretty sure it's university.
So what that means is that it goes to the Judiciary Committee, which is made of around like 20 members.
It's senators, right?
Senators.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a list of all of them at home.
It's okay. You can look them up. It's
where they spent 3 days or 4 days questioning her and witnesses about her character, her judicial record, potential conflicts of interest. You know,
yeah, and we're gonna get into this more in depthly later. Just basic overview of like what's happening. I can pick it up right now.
Okay.
If you want me. Yeah. So she's in this judicial hearing. And she's being like, they're talking to her. They're trying to figure out, would this person make a good judge? And justice. And 3 days pass. The vote came up on this past Monday, which was the 26th. 26th.
No, that was the full Senate vote.
That was the full Senate vote?
Yeah. She got passed through the committee by a party lines vote.
Oh, I mean, it was 52 to 48, and that was yesterday.
The committee.
Something else. Oh, my bad.
So she got voted out of committee, which means that she was able to continue the process, basically.
I see.
Which then paved the way for a party lines vote in the whole Senate. The committee voted late last week, I believe.
committee so that she can get this vote to the actual confirmation vote, which happened yesterday or Monday. I think it was yesterday.
I can't remember.
Anyway, it was like pretty recently. For reference, we're recording this on Wednesday.
The 28th.
The 28th. So she's confirmed with a 52-48 majority vote. Very slim. I believe it was like the first time in
It was along party lines except for, I believe,
a couple Republicans.
Susan Collins.
Yeah, it was like 2 Republicans, I think. Something like that. But no, what you're saying is it was along, it was along party lines. So no Democratic senator voted for her, and there were only 2 Republican senators who didn't vote for her. The rest did. So I think,
Which is unusual because Ginsburg was confirmed, I believe, 98 to nothing.
yeah,
With
they just
2
didn't
abstaining.
vote. They just didn't vote. Yeah.
And Scalia was also 98 or maybe 99 to nothing.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. So now we got that sort of brief synopsis out of the way. Let's talk about really, I think, just like the public reaction to her being confirmed. What would you say it's like?
so the majority of the American public,
If you're going, I'm stopping you right there because I'm like, I did look this up in preparation. It's like 51%, or like,
the majority of the American public,
yeah. My bad.
technicality means is still
Mhm.
believes that the next president, whoever it should be, including quite a significant percentage of Republican voters,
Mhm.
believe that the next president, whoever it should be the one to fill this seat that was vacated quite suddenly, only weeks before
Mhm.
the general election ends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My bad. I'll give sort of an explanation. First off, I'd like to say we're both biased, of course. I mean, we're going to be covering it like with the facts and then our own personal opinions, but it's good for everyone to hear both sides of the situation so that they can like
Make up their minds.
make up their minds. Yeah. What was it? So I'm I lean more socially and economically conservative. And like, how would you
I
describe
do
yourself?
not.
Opposite. Very
Oh
opposite.
yes.
Okay.
Not quite to socialism, but we're getting there.
Getting there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not anywhere there. Let's see here. What was I gonna say? So now we've gotten that out of the way. My apologies to interrupting you. I thought you were going to say the majority of American people. So the majority of American people then want the next president to be able to choose who's the
Whoever it may be.
whoever it may be. But I did look this up, and it was always a majority vote. The percentages were a bit varied. Like, of course, like maybe we'd have 48%, but it also included people who said nothing that they reported. But it was always a majority that said, we believe Amy Coney Barrett should be confirmed. It wasn't like a very extreme majority. It was very tight overall, but it was significant enough. So
Was it within the margin of error?
it was not within the margin of error. I did check that. It was 2% margin of error. It was like 48 to 32. Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? We have the public's reaction to her, which is, I think, very polarized. She's a very polarizing figure, and I think as we talk about more of who she is and what her judicial career is, you'll start to understand why she's so polarizing. First off, I'll give a short introduction about just like the plain, who is this Amy Coney Barrett figure? We're gonna be calling her ACB. ACB.
Are we?
Are you going to be calling her ACB? Or
Oh,
no?
no.
What? What are you gonna call her then?
Justice Barrett?
Oh. Oh, is it? Oh, I think I understand why you might not want to.
She does not get the initials.
She does not get
That
the
is
initials.
reserved for AOC and RBG.
RBG. I also realized that RBG is red, green, blue.
Yeah, that is true.
That nerd joke. But okay, Justice Barrett. I'll have to get that in my thing. You're
That
probably
is
gonna hear both.
Personal preference.
Personal preference. First off, she's a mother of 7. She has, I believe it's 5 biological children and 2 adopted from
Haiti.
Haiti. All right. Yeah.
She is the first Supreme Court justice with school-aged children, which some praise and others say marks her unqualified.
Unqualified. You like in terms of she wouldn't be able to fulfill her judicial
No.
duties.
Oh God, no.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh God, no. No, it's just that's how young she is, that she still has school-aged children.
Fair enough. She is 48 right now.
Yeah, that's
So-
super young.
That is extremely young, especially for a life term, which we'll definitely be getting
Especially
into.
for a Supreme Court justice.
Mhm.
Not just a life term.
Oh yeah.
48 is the age you are when you're,
Mhm. Anyway, if you look at her careers before, as was mentioned, is seventh circuit. Seventh Circuit District Court.
Seventh Circuit of Appeals.
Appeals. I'm not good at all the lingo. Thank you very much. And a professor at Notre Dame. She is also what was I gonna say? She is she is a self-described devout Catholic, I believe. Is self-described? Yeah.
I mean, she is. That's
She is.
not just something that, like...
Yeah. There is a lot of people.
Although there are some questions about her specific practices in terms of specifically her marriage and how many decisions she actually makes. Yeah, no, it's super interesting actually.
What are you saying?
So
Are you questioning maybe her, like, how accurately we can describe
So-
her as devout Catholic?
No, so she for many years was part of this. It's a cult.
It's a cult?
It's a cult, not Catholicism.
I know.
But-
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's people of praise.
Yeah,
And you
and-
describe it as a cult.
it's pretty much a cult.
Okay.
They have people who are called handmaidens. Just
If you want to describe that, because I actually haven't looked that up, why
Okay.
is that significant?
so the issues do not stem from the fact that she is a person of faith.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear.
As both people of faith ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm
I-
personally Catholic. She's
super
sorry.
super Jewish.
Yes.
But
Very apt shirt, by the way.
thank you. Yeah. So the this group that she was a part of has very, very strict rules about marriage, especially, and basically believe that the husband should make all of the decisions,
Okay.
etc. And so part of the question was, is she fit to be a justice if she was part of this group that basically says that she's not allowed to make any decisions for most of her life?
That's very interesting.
It was, yeah.
Um,
I believe she left it several years ago, but it came up.
yeah, I mean, well, I guess what I would say to that is, like, for starters, I've been to a couple of Christian groups like that, sort of. I can see why people think it's a cult, even though sometimes it's not. But I can see why people are very enthusiastic to keep you and to keep you within there. It's just how it sort of works. Like,
Yeah.
another thing.
And to be fair, most religions are just cults that are socially acceptable.
I guess you
am
could say
including
that.
I'm including my own.
Yeah, I
this.
mean, I understand that logic. But what was I gonna say? I mean, I'm not even. It's not like something that really describes too much about her, in terms of like. I mean, I get in what you're describing. It's like, oh, she would be breaking their rules, but if she's left now,
So it's more like, how much autonomy does she have? Like, does
Okay.
she personally feel?
okay,
Because if you're part of a group like that, I mean, like, and you've been raised in a group like that,
yeah. How much autonomy?
like, how much autonomy does she think that she has?
How much like what was I? I'm helping people out if they autonomy. Like how much personal
Control over herself.
Yeah, how much personal decisions can she make? In terms of, and yeah, I guess that's true. But it's not even like other people who you hear like who don't have autonomy. Like I don't see her husband around ever. Like I mean, he was at the
hearing
he was at the hearing
every single day.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, that's a normal thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but no, I think that's an important thing to bring up that I definitely was not going to bring up. I'd like to. I think we can move on though.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's get on to some of these topics of discussions now that we've gotten like very good groundwork to play with. Confirmation hearing. I think first thing people would want to know, is this person even qualified to be a judge?
So that depends a lot on who you ask.
I wholeheartedly agree because I was very surprised when you said that it was a that you said absolutely not.
So
But you've watched the entire thing.
yes, I missed a couple of hours here and there because I had to go to class,
Yeah.
but I watched the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
But even without having watched it, she has been a judge for 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
She was also appointed to.
The Seventh Circuit by President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
She has never tried a case.
I asked you what that meant, and it's she's never brought a case to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, or any court.
Yeah.
But she has never tried a case before the Supreme Court
As a lawyer.
as a lawyer. And I personally have some questions about her teaching abilities, as during her confirmation, the most common answer was, I cannot answer a question about a hypothetical case, as that is the majority of law school.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a very important topic that we'll get to about hypothetical cases. But I think what I was very surprised by, I mean, of course, this is like the first time I've even watched something like this, but I was very surprised by.
You mean you didn't watch Kavanaugh?
Oh no! I mean, I looked it up afterwards, and like the screen, the thumbnail was amazing. It was just him with a really red face.
Oh yeah, no. I spend most of my time watching these things.
Yeah, no. I was very impressed with her, like, ability, like, I guess her intellect in general. Which, I mean,
She
you can.
is very smart,
She is very smart.
but that is required to be a professor of law.
Fair enough. But she did not bring any notes. She did not.
I take issue with that.
You take issue with
I
that? You
take
think
issue
that's a
with that.
problem?
Yeah, because
Do you think it's more of a neglect thing, or if it's like, I don't need these?
I think that it's arrogant. If it's on a I don't need these,
Okay.
because ultimately, like, we all need notes.
Mm-hmm.
And it also makes it feel very rehearsed. Because if she had notes, then it would be like you could see her writing her notes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I do all the time when watching these things.
Yeah.
And you could see most of the senators doing.
Yeah.
And you take notes about what the questions were
Mm-hmm.
and what you know, while they're still asking, you write down what's the gist of this question.
Yeah.
Because some of those senators can go on and on.
That's another thing I
and
heard. That's another thing I heard, that
Senator Mike Lee. Oh my God.
that was something I wanted to bring up. Like, some of these senators did not even ask her a question.
Yeah.
They just
that
lectured
was-
her, basically. And
That was primarily the Republicans, actually.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Democrats did more of that on the first day than on the than the rest of the days.
Yeah.
But like but all of their like lecture kind of was leading up to a question,
Yeah.
or was leading up to one of their colleagues' questions,
Okay.
so that like if they so that they wouldn't like run out of time.
So let's see here. We got to what was the thing I was going to bring up earlier on? It was This is why I need to take notes. I'm not someone who takes notes, but that's because I can't do more than one thing at a time.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I can only take notes on things that I'm super interested in.
Yeah. So is she fit to be a Supreme Court justice? So we got from there to, you said no, she did not. Okay. It's not even that she didn't bring any notes. It was that you just answer again, and I'll be able to tie on to that.
Yeah. I
Just
take serious issue with the fact that she wasn't taking notes.
Yeah.
I think that especially as a teacher, honestly,
Her
like,
teacher.
you know, if she expects her students to take notes on hypothetical cases that she is teaching.
Oh yes, now we're there. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Hypotheticals. This is something I wanted to bring up. It's you will totally know what you probably already know what I'm going to say. It's what I looked up as is like the Ginsburg.
The Ginsburg precedent.
The Ginsburg precedent. If you want to describe that, sure.
Okay.